Chapter 4. Hi everybody, we're going to do chapter 4 today and a reading after the story, the chapter. I hope you are enjoying this book, All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. Right, well, she's just discovered how to read the cards, and she's done a reading for her father and it came true. So if you haven't seen chapter 3, go and have a look at the playlist, Our Hidden Talents. Okay, the next day Miss Harris makes me spend most of my lunch break finishing the chuki. That's the room that she had to clean out, and Miss Harris is one of her teachers. I don't even really mind. Dad gave me some replacement batteries for the Walkmans, so I'm enjoying the job now, eager to see the chuki room looking clean and orderly. And I attacked it while singing into the 1990s Gothic music. I keep the cards zipped into the front of my school bag and try to resist the temptation of playing with them. I've got that problem. 5 minutes before the bell goes, she declares the chocky a success and tells me to go to the common room and eat something after yesterday's door slamming incident. She got stuck in the chocky, in the scary dark room. Okay. She's clearly afraid of me getting hurt and it being all her fault. Most of the girls have walked into the town to buy their lunch, but a few people are still lounging around the classroom and avoiding the February cold. Lily O'Callaghan is sitting on her own with a book, her long dark blonde fringe brushing into her eyes. I can see red swollen spots around her temples. Acne breaks out where the grease from her hair touches the skin. How often is she washing her hair these days? Lily isn't dirty per se, it's just that she doesn't really like to live in her body. She doesn't like to notice it. If she could just be a brain in a jar, reading books and drawing, she would be much happier. She looks up and gives me a tight smile, fiddling with her hearing aid. As I walk past, I spot a clutch of girls I know and quickly join them, bustling past Lily without a word. Why do I do this? Why am I so awful to her when we've been through so much together? I go and sit with the gang. Michelle has a new makeup palette from the American brand endorsed by all the most famous drag queens, apparently, and she's very excited about it. It's hard to see why. The colors look exactly like the kind of thing you would get for the 20 quid in Urban Decay, which I make the mistake of saying, and then everybody laughs at Michelle's look and looks annoyed. Sorry, I say, when I see that her ears are red. Michelle is ginger, so any tiny changes in her mood are highly detectable. I sit silently for a while and listen to them talk. It gets boring quickly. I start fidgeting and I shove my hands into the pocket of my school blazer to find the tarot cards sitting there. What? I was sure I had left them in my school bag. My face must be confused because the girls stop and look at me. What's up, Michelle? Asks. You look like you've just smelled a bad fart. Nothing, I say, straightening my expression. Hey, do you want me to read you a tarot card? My what? I show her and the rest of the girls crowded around. You can't actually read them, though you can. You can't actually read them, though, can you? Asked Michel. A bit, I say. I practiced last night. Michel shuffles and draws. The Queen of Rods, the Three of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Just like last night with Dad, everything slots together perfectly. All seems too simple what these cards are trying to say. I weave the story for Michel about how her creative passion for makeup and her love for her friends are the twin forces in her life, and how they are going to be her path to success. Michel is clearly impressed. Wow, Maeve, it was only last night that I made a YouTube channel for my makeup. There's an audible gasp, and I can already tell that the tarot cards are going to be a big deal. No! Yes, look, let me show you. She pulls out her phone and brings up the YouTube app. She's telling the truth. There, with 0 subscribers and a grey circle for a photo, is a YouTube channel called Sweet Self Faces. Sweet Shell Faces. Michel is burning with embarrassment at showing us, but clearly wants to underline the uncanniness of the reading. Don't be embarrassed. The cards think it's a good idea. Really. Positive. Look at these. Then I outline how the Queen of Rods is about female creativity, the Three of Cups about friendship, and the Ace of Pentacles is financial success. From that moment, lunches are taken over with tarot readings. Everyone seems to think it's magic, that I'm psychic, but as much as I would like to believe my own hype, I know that's not the case. It's just a case of knowing the cards and knowing these girls really well. When the Three Swords comes up for Becky Lynch, I know that the pain of the card is referring to her parents' divorce. When the Death card comes up for Naya, everyone screams, but I know that the card is pointing to the fact that Naya recently had to give up her horse because of her family moved from the super rural countryside to the middle of the city. Gypsy isn't going to die, is she? She asked tearfully. The whole room leans in, high on drama. No, I say, after a breathy pause. I can't pretend like I am not high on the drama too. It's just you need to accept that gypsy part of your life is over, so that something new can come in and begin. Soon the whole year knows about my tarot cards. I'm waiting to use the toilet one morning when Fiona Butterfield walks right up to me and asks for a reading. Hey, she says, you are that girl. Fiona, I replied nervously. I'm a little intimidated by Fiona Butterfield. We only have one class together, but she's kind of celebrity in our year. Fiona is one of those Saturday stage schoolgirls who manages to make it not embarrassing. She's been doing it for so long that the older kids have all gone on to college, but they still let her hang around and even be in their plays. Fiona's your name too? She looks confused. No, your name is Fiona. My name is Maeve. I know what my name is. Do you want something or not? I heard you were doing tarot readings. Ugh. I stall a bit and try to wonder whether or not I could really read for someone I don't know. Do you want one? She nods. I want a career reading. I see, I responded. Well, come and find me at lunchtime. No. No way, she says, folding her arms like I've just asked her to take her knickers off. You're not supposed to do readings in public. Don't you know that? They are supposed to be private. You already seem to know a lot about this. My tita used to do the reading back in Manila, she says, then, and clocks my confused face. My aunt. Oh, right. Why don't you ask her then? Because she'll tell me to do something boring like law or medicine. Right, okay. The bell goes for the class and I'm still bursting to go to the toilet. I push into one of the cubicles and pull down my tights. Fiona lingers outside. So will you do it? Yes, I call, conscious that she can hear me pee. The choky lunchtime. I'll cross your palm with silver. For a moment, I'm sure I've misheard her. What? I'll pay you. At lunchtime, Fiona is at the chuki. I still have a key Miss Harris gave me, and we'll sit cross-legged on the floor with our phone torches on, our faces ghoulish in the darkness. As I shovel, I can't help but look at her curiously. It's a genuine surprise to see her here. She's not a mean girl exactly, but definitely distant. I can't say I blame her. Her mum is a Filipino, and as one of the few non-white people in our school, she gets a few comments about her looks. Last year, when she got back from summer holidays, a few of the girls asked her to hold her bare arm out against theirs, so they could all compare tans. Her shiny black hair is complimented constantly, but almost always with a weird qualifier, something like, well, I bet it's because you eat a lot of fish. I pass the deck back to Fiona, asking her to shovel and separate. She picks her cards. I take one, look at them for a second. I don't say anything. Are you okay at the moment? I ask tentatively. What do you mean? Your cards just seem a bit sad. I asked you about my career. Yes, but... I wave my hands over the cards. 5 of Cups, sadness, anxiety, loss. 3 of Swords, heartbreak. 9 of Swords, worry. Her lips twitch. I've always seen Fiona Butterfield as a bit full of herself, someone good to mingle with the unsophisticated masses. It just seems there are other things on your mind that aren't your career. She gazes at the cards for a long moment, and I assume she is about to call off the reading. I've just got this boyfriend, she finally says. He's older. Oh, I say. I try to keep my cool. Like, oh yeah, sure, I have plenty of older boyfriends too. He's 20. Wow. We met in the theatre, she says, putting a little breathy voice on. There's something intensely annoying about the way she says theatre, like there's no R in it. The ta. That's how. The Theater, that's how she says it. That's theatre without the R. He wants me to have sex? I ventured. Yes, she responded gratefully. And you? I don't know. She suddenly explodes, raking her fingers through her hair. But you know, we've been going out for 3 months. It would hardly be scandalous. I say again, thinking, this is already way above my pay grade. I'm an amateur tarot reader, not a therapist. I do my best. Well, the cards are clearly trying to tell you something here. What? I pick up the 9 of Swords. This is a picture of a woman who's literally crying in bed at the thought of a man getting into it. And she laughs. Not a fake little sister, but real, full laugh. Shut up. It doesn't mean that. Just tell him you are not ready. She twists her mouth and looks at the card again. To tell you the truth, I don't think I'll ever be ready. I don't know if I even fancy him that much, but he's in the theatre group and they are all older. I think for a moment. Well, you could always say that romance is distracting you from your craft. This is a real long chapter. Let's have a look. Oh, it's alright. Otherwise it will be too hard to load up. She nods, considering this. That's not a bad shout. Or you could break up with him. She smiles and looks at the ground. That's not a bad shout either. At the moment there is a knock on the cupboard door, and there are 2 first-year girls standing outside. We heard you were telling fortunes, the braver one says. Fiona pushes past me. She is, she says. €2, 10 minutes. She whips her head around back to face me, her smile full of mischief. I'll take care of the appointments if you give me free readings. Deal? Deal, I say. Uncertainly, every star needs her own psychic. She's trying to sound casual, but underneath the bravado, I'm starting to spy something that I can only recognize because I possess it myself. Fiona is lonely. Every star needs her own psychic, and every girl needs someone to talk to, and that's how the Chucky Card Tarot Consultancy begins. That night I spread every card out on my bedroom floor. I decide to test my knowledge to make sure that I can remember everyone. If I'm going to go into business with this, I need to know that I won't be stumped regardless of what card comes out. I point at them, saying each meaning out loud, and though I were weaving a magic spell. The Ace of Cups, compassion. 2 of Cups, romance. 3 of Cups, friendship. How is this all so easy? Once I've been through every card at least 3 times, something weird happens. There's a spare card stuck to the world. The final card of the Major Arcana. It has no number or suit. That way all the other cards do. It shows a woman with long black hair and a knife in her mouth. She's wearing a long white dress. I've seen her before, I think. My eyes flicked to her briefly that day with Rory on the bus. But she hasn't popped out since. Her teeth are bared in the expression of a playful wickedness, some kind of long-limbed dog like a greyhound, or a whippet is standing forlornly next to her, his head leaning against her leg as if for balance. Underneath the illustration of her is just one word: housekeeper. I search the email for the term housekeeper. Nothing comes up. I check Google for housekeeper card and there is no relevant matches. The longer I look at her, the more unsettled I feel. She's not a grimaced card in the deck by any means. The 10 of Swords, for example, is a dead guy with a 10 swords stuck in his back, but the housekeeper is different. My stomach starts churning with an ill-placed sense of guilt. The kind you get when you're sure you have upset somebody, but you don't know how. The blood in my fingers feels fizzy and electric, and I'm suddenly hyper-aware of my own skin. Each flayed cuticle, the dry corners of my lip. I'm stuck in a staring match with this card, one I can only lose. She is, after all, a drawing. It gives her the competitive edge of starting contest. Maeve, Joan is calling upstairs. What? Are you coming down for food or what? Coming? I get up, collect all the splayed cards and put them back into order, except for her, the housekeeper, who must be some kind of weird joker card that has no place in a real reading. I take her out. I open my deck drawer, wedging her carefully between pages of Abby's old French phrase books that she sent over. I head downstairs, eat pad thai, and don't fight with Joe for the rest of the evening. Wow, that's getting exciting. Ooh. No, there is no housekeeper. It is the Judgment card I think she's talking about. So we'll have to see what card that housekeeper card is. Okay. Exciting. Okay. So we've got the Judgment card. This is crazy. That would be the housekeeper card because she hasn't mentioned Judgment. Okay. Otherwise the housekeeper would come after Judgment. Okay. Then we've got the Page of Wands, the Three of Swords that she had, okay, and the Knight of Swords, okay. And what is underneath? Wow, the High Priestess. So the energy of the book is getting into the readings. Nice. The High Priestess she had as well, not in chapter 4 but in chapter 3. Okay, Judgment means a new beginning. Also second chance. This could be in relationships, finance, or in life general. You're rising like the phoenix from the ashes. Whoa, nice one. So go, reach for the sky and fly. Page of Wands could be news about a job, could be news about a child, or it could come from a child. Action. Woo, nice one. Definitely lots of news with the page. Sagittarius prominently, but don't forget Aries or Leo. There could be a loss of some kind. This could be loss of a job. News could be loss about a job, redundancy. But you've got the 111 and you've got the 2 ones with the High Priestess. So the angels do have your back. So that lessens the load. Also because of this beautiful card, a second chance. So don't count your losses. Look at what you've got. And don't look at what you don't have. Okay? Be careful of third parties. Some readers say this is the third party in a relationship or in a friendship, so be careful of people trying to put a wedge between you and another friend. Also be aware there could be loss or sadness, but definitely there will be news. Listen to your intuition, my darlings. The secrets will be revealed. So good news could come towards you. Clarity could be brought in, because the air stands for justice, honesty, and clarity and transparency. So the news could come through either email, text message, or telephone call. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. Wow. High Priestess represents or Cancer or Pisces. Intuition. Use your intuition. Also play your cards close to your chest. She's very mysterious and secretive, so don't tell everybody your plan, otherwise it could bring you loss. Okay, so stay with the program. Keep your secrets close to your heart, okay, so that others cannot steal your ideas. But know that the divine and the angels have your back. Thank you for watching. Take care, and please subscribe.